Hello and welcome to Bricks and Bits episode 53. This is being recorded June 5th, 2019, so if any news comes out between now and when this episode goes up, it won't be covered in here. Just know that we're not with the times on this one, okay? But this week's guest is LegoSpencer. Hello, Spencer.
Hello, thanks for having me on. It's been a long time since the last time I was on your podcast.
Yeah, he was actually on back when Bricks and Bits was the original Bricks and Bits, but still the same name. Like nothing's different. We just restarted the episode count and rebranded basically, with new hosts. And it was episode 9 in like January of 2015. So it's been a good 4.5 years, but he's making his triumphant return. So welcome back, kind of.
Thank you.
Anyway, we also have Just Too Good.
Yo, what's up back here? You know, with all that crazy Lego news that passed. Okay, what crazy Lego news?
All the drama went down in the last episode, and we also have Brickitect.
It's been a while. It was good to be back.
It will have been a while for them. It's been 2 weeks.
That's true.
Yeah, it has been a while. You're right. But anyway, with Spencer, he's a big Rebel Lug guy. You're one of the founding Rebel Lug members. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah.
So you and who else?
The founding members, I would consider Danny, Danny Lego Buff, and Chris Productions and I guess, but there was still like that original group of people, probably like 7 of us or something, that did the first Clones Alone collab back in like 2015 or something. So, yeah.
So when did Rebel Lug start?
2015, maybe like November or December or something was when that first Clones Alone was like our first project. We wanted something to call our group of people under this collab, and we decided to make Rebel Lug. And there's like these Danny sent me like a picture of a message he sent way back then where he was talking about like, yeah, Rebel Lug's just a stupid thing. We're not gonna fight doing with it after this dumb collab. Like, we'll move on. And yeah, now it's probably like the thing I put most of my effort and time to in the Lego community. It's how I stay connected and stuff like that. And
is it the first recognized online lug?
I don't think so, because you have Virtual Lug and a Nova Lug came before us.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'll take first recognized Lego YouTube Lug if you want to say that.
Yeah, I think that's a fair one, because it's definitely predominantly YouTube and people that came from YouTube, so I can see that. But Rebel Lug obviously making a big collab. That's what you wanted to talk about, right? I wanted to hear the story on that. You said there's a good story. Is what their next collab is, or your next collab, I should say.
Yeah, so when this podcast comes out, this podcast's coming out the day after our entire collaboration project is coming out. Everything's coming out on one day, June 22nd. It's called the Laceropes mission, and it's something that me and Everett, also known as a Brick Interest, have been sort of like tossing around for a long period of time. And then Everett left the lug for a while, and then after he came back, we sort of revitalized it. And yeah, it's been something that we've been working on for so long, and it's sort of like it's a Clone Wars collab. I can start there, and we wanted to kind of, I don't want to spoil things that are in the story for people that haven't seen it by this point,
right?
But we wanted to try and do something that pitted the Republic in a more negative light.
Ooh. Something
that was more dark and eerie and stuff like that. Although the Republic is still the main characters. The main characters being this squad of clones called Validus Squad that we designed completely just like from the ground up, I guess, with AV Figures, who's helped us create this completely custom squad of clones that are these super sick designs. Him and I got to work on these designs together, and they're so awesome. They're oh my god, I'm so excited for people to see what they totally look like. We've actually been showing some previews on our Instagram recently for the people that are in the podcast, but we're going to be selling those figures with AV Figures the day that the collab comes out, so yesterday, and they're going to be a pretty limited run and exclusive release for people that are really interested in Rebel Lug and stuff like that. And
I want to say, I think that's like a really interesting way to do it, is to create your own like brand of clone troopers, right, with a whole tie-in, and like that's actually kind of unique. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that before. I've got one of your if I pull up the, I guess, Rebel Lug account, but I just showed one of the clone troopers, but like that hasn't been done before, right? Like, I'm not crazy.
Yeah, well, I think I don't want to sound like conceited towards Rebel. Like, I'm really proud of like everything that the group has been able to do, and I think there's a lot of new things that this collaboration is doing that we haven't done anything new, I think, since our initial Clones Alone collab. That was like the first of its kind sort of thing that we tried to create, telling a story through a whole bunch of different mocks done by different people, because trying to do something like that, you can't do it by yourself. I think there's a number of things that only a group of Lego builders can do. Like, there's certain things that Ryan can do by himself than all 40 members of Rebel can't do combined, like getting views and subscribers and stuff like that. But I
Jesus
think
Christ.
certain types of projects like these collaborations are things that only groups of really talented builders like this can do. And the builds in this collaboration are crazy. Like, and the storytelling, I think we finally like found a way to really properly tell a story aside from just the mocks. There's these command log recordings at the beginnings, kind of like the Battlefront 2 501st journals. It's sort of like that. So I worked with this like local voice actor and stuff like that to create these clone command logs to help tell the story that we're trying to get across.
You guys really went deep with this. That's crazy.
Yeah,
It's pretty awesome. And where can people who want to see this check it out?
So being the nature of these command log recordings that I just talked about, the best way to experience this collaboration is definitely through the YouTube videos. If you go to rebellug.com/laceropes, you'll be able to find basically everything related to the collab. If you go to rebellug.com, there's also a gallery page where you can find that link. But Rebellug on YouTube is a YouTube channel where you'll be able to find links to everybody's individual episodes. Or at Rebellug on Instagram, we're going to be posting all the mocks there. And
Awesome.
following the members of Rebellug also helps, because we're all independent creators, so Rebellug's not trying to steal everyone's mocks and stuff like that. They're still their own independent creators posting these videos and posting their mocks themselves. They just happen to be connected in this sort of net like this.
Oh, cool stuff.
Huh. Okay, so I want to ask you, put you on the spot here. If people want to join Rebellug, why should they join Rebellug instead of another lug or like internet? Because I know the whole internet lug has become very popular within the past like 5 years, right? Like, what do you guys look for in a member? Because obviously, like, you do this pretty in-depth stuff, so it requires like some level of competency, like with building Lego and creating a story, right? So like, what do you look for if someone's like interested in joining?
We're really open about what we look for in our members, because we want people that are talented builders and interested in Rebellug to join. So we want them to, if you go on rebellug.com/application, it's also at the bottom of every page.
Right.
There's that web page /application has just detailed stuff about everything that we're looking for. The primary thing is going to be building skill. We love talented builders, creative builders, and stuff like that who are using new techniques or just doing things that are new and interesting. But we also really like people who are active, because we don't really want people to join our lug, our club, and never talk to us or anything like that. So that's important. And to a lesser degree, having like a following. We aren't looking for people necessarily to have thousands of followers, but posting on your YouTube and your Instagram and stuff is really important to us. We value activity a lot. If you're interested in joining.
Yeah, because I'm sure some people will watch this and be like, "Oh, Rebellug, that sounds cool. I want to join them."
Yeah, if you go on the website, you join through the Discord, and being active in our fan hangout Discord is a huge plus for us if you're trying to get in.
Right. So you created a lug, but have you ever been in another lug?
I've been in a number of lug. I'm in the Los Angeles lug now, although I have at no point ever been super active in that.
Right.
But we could go way back. I'm sure things that you might remember, Ryan, like Tube Lug and
That's
stuff like that. But those didn't last more than a few months. So that's probably it then.
I wanted to piggyback off that and ask Greg and Justin if I don't think either of you have ever been in one, but do you have any interest in joining one?
Funny enough, I almost started one with somebody. I forget his name online, but his first name's Tolga, I think. So we almost started one for South Florida 2 years back, but never went through with it. So yeah.
Dang.
You're gonna have a South Florida lug.
I could have joined the Just Two lug.
I know. This was before my channel was super big, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Greg, any interest for you as far as like Lego users group go, or you're just
I mean, I know Clark is a huge fan of making mocks. I don't know if you have any 4-year-olds in your lug, but he would probably love to join.
yeah, you guys ageist? You have to fill the 4-year-old quota.
I think it says on the website you have to be 13.
Oh, it does. Sorry, Greg.
Sorry about that.
So 4 wouldn't work.
Yeah. 4 is bigger than the 3, so I don't know. Yeah, that's
Check
unfortunate.
math on that really quick. Hold on.
Oh man.
He's a pretty big deal. I mean, you might want to make an exception for him.
Yeah, I'll talk. I'll consult with High Command about that.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh my god. How about you, Greg? Any, like not Rebel Lug in specific maybe, but like your local lugs or anything you've never
I don't have a local lug. Like, there's nothing around me, so
yeah.
it's not possible.
I'm in the same boat. I just kind of get the short end of the stick there, but
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. I mean, you can
I
always
think it'd be cool though. I think it'd be awesome to meet like people in real life and
Yeah.
that share a hobby like this. But I live in such a rural area that it's just there's nothing here.
Why not start one?
I could.
you and Bricked a lot.
We'd have 3 members right off the bat.
You make your wife join, or that's 4.
She could join. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll get my whole family. We'll have pets
She
in
would-
it. I mean,
She would probably support it. And then yeah, the dogs. Oh my god, and the chickens. Don't forget the
I think
chickens.
on a serious note, I think if I were to do something like this, you'd be surprised how many people would pop out and probably join it.
You're right.
Seriously.
Yeah, no, it would be kind of cool. It does seem like a lot of work. Like I'm sure Spencer and whoever else he has running it with him, Danny, and I don't know who else you have at the top now. I know. Did Chris leave Rebel Lug, or is he still in it?
He's still in Lug, but yeah, he didn't. He got really, his schedule filled up as he entered college and stuff,
Yeah.
and wasn't able to help us continue to do leadership in the Lug and stuff like that. But the other people in High Command include First Order Legos or Luke, Nora Lego or Olav, and H2 Brick and Drew Packer 221.
Oh, and
Help us run the Lug.
don't forget.
I am kind of curious about like you guys have like a place that you meet. Is it a place that one of you owns, or do you rent a place, or how does this work?
So our Lug, well, I think
Wait, first, can you go over like the requirement that you do have to meet? Like, just so Greg knows, like that's a requirement, right?
what are you talking about?
Like that you have to have a physical meeting once a year or something for your lug.
Well, I don't think that's necessarily a rule for being an R Lug. You have to have monthly meetings. So we do have
Okay.
meetings in Discord every month, and
Oh,
we all
okay.
end up sort of meeting each other. Like 20 of our members of our 40 some members are going to be at Brickworld this year.
Yep.
But that's about it though. We're
And-
totally on. We're pretty much all online.
See, my perception of a lug was that you actually met at a physical location, and this was a group that was like sensitive to your area.
no.
There's geographic lugs, and there's a handful of online lugs and organizations like Eurobricks and stuff like that might be classified into one of those, and
Oh, I see.
Rebel Lug and like half a dozen others. But then there's many, of course, geographic lugs like Los Angeles and wherever.
Yeah, Greg, that's what the whole thing. Like, that's what's kind of cool is like it didn't used to be a thing where you could have an online lug, right? But like now, like in the last 5 years, like I said, it's like become more popular where people just make their lug online only, and everyone just kind of uses the website or whatever, and you can meet on Discord as long as you like record it or whatever. You have your talking points down so that Lego knows that you've met together and stuff like that. And then you do have to display at a certain amount of shows. Is that the rule or deal?
I think I don't entirely know. I think it's a much more subjective application process than because the application, if you're running a lug that you want to get recognized, the application process is totally directed towards geographic lugs. But if you communicate with your community representatives for North America or wherever you are, and tell them your situation, if you're doing good stuff for your community, if you're doing good stuff for the Lego community, they're going to be interested in helping you do
Right.
more. So yeah, we were able to do, I think, what is it, like 3 displays, 3 locations a year that get like, I don't know, 10,000 people to go through or something. Like we were able to do that, but I don't know if that's totally 100% necessary if you want to start an online Lego user group.
Right.
It's
Greg,
interesting. So there's not much of a barrier at all. Then I mean, you could have a group of high school friends that are 15 years old, really, and you could start a lug.
yeah.
I think it's still an application process to get in, but the possibilities are definitely open in terms of what might be possible in terms of getting
oh,
it recognized.
Yeah, so Greg, you should know the difference if you're unaware. Like, there's like people will call themselves a lug, right? Like just to say lug. Like a lot of people just use the term very loosely. And then there are recognized lugs, which are like the things that Lego actually backs and supports and has lug bulk for. So there's a difference there. Although I would agree, assuming you might not know this, like it's not obvious that there is a difference between each lug, whether or not it's recognized.
Well, he's saying right now, I'm assuming he's talking about the qualifications through Lego, and he sounds
Yeah,
to me like it's not that difficult.
Right. Well, you do like
Yeah, well, I mean, there's not a lot of statistics on like the admission rate or something like that.
yes.
But it did take us a while before we were our community representative, before we actually applied, before he was like, you guys are ready, and like we were doing enough stuff, we were putting a lot of time and stuff like that. So you can't start one and expect to get recognized probably within a year and a half or something like that. But yeah, I don't know exactly how high the barrier to entry is. But I think the possibilities are open if you're doing great stuff for your community, you're putting a lot of effort into it.
Yeah.
Can you explain the benefit of starting a lug versus just having a group of people that are all friends and kind of hanging out on Discord?
I think it's more of like the way we look to the public. We're trying to make Rebel Lug more or less like a public entity, whereas just a loose group of friends sort of achieves the same thing internally, but not externally. But then also when you're applying to become a lug and you're applying for lug bulk and stuff like that, they need detailed lists of who are members and who aren't members and stuff like that. Or not lists of who aren't members, but you gotta know who's in it, and it's got to be locked down and stuff like that.
You know what like lug bulk is, right, Greg?
No.
You want to do it, Spencer? You can tell. You know more than
I mean, you have to assume, like, I'm assuming there's a lot of people watching or listening to this that are like me that really have no experience with lug.
Yeah.
So for me, like, it's kind of, it sounds like a lot of work to create one. So it would definitely have to be worth the amount of effort. If you're going to wait a year and a half and do all of this stuff, there'd have to be a reason behind it.
I mean, yeah, it's like anything. It's got to be a passion project also. Like
Sure.
I love Rebel Lug and stuff like that, and so do the other people that help me run it. Just it's not worth it for like some sort of monetary benefit or something like that. It's just cool to do, cool to achieve new things and stuff like that. But in terms of the benefits that you can get, I think Danny might have talked about this when he was on the podcast. I don't, but like Lug Bulk, for example, is a program done by Lego to Lego user groups that are recognized to basically buy Lego at cost in huge bulk amounts. So it's a really effective way for hardcore fans to get the pieces that they need to build really big mocks and stuff like that. And then there's also other sort of independent project support programs. If your lug is going to work on one really big project and you kind of want some sort of independent support from Lego, that's similar to Lug Bulk but different in some ways that I don't entirely understand. Danny's the one that's on the LAN all the time and stuff like that. But we also have things where we can request Lego sets a couple times a year up to like $1,000 in value and stuff like that, where we're able to do giveaways for our fans, or do giveaways within the lug, or use them as what we're doing coming up is gifts for people participating in the collab, just to help further support our members and stuff like that.
Okay, definitely a lot of benefits then of starting one.
Oh yeah. Like I mean, I can go on and on. Like that's why we got to go to Star Wars Celebration, was through the Lego group. They reached out to us after the advertising agency or department within the North America group found us through the Ambassador Network, which is a totally separate department, and wanted to work with us for Star Wars Celebration in Chicago, which we would have never gotten to go to beforehand. So that was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what did you guys do for that? What was the whole deal with that?
Yeah, I think there's supposed to be like some videos coming out soon, but Danny's got to edit.
3 months. Come on.
Yeah, go slam Danny for that, not me. But so hopefully those videos will sort of explain that. But we were doing like these build competitions between some other groups of people that were there and stuff, like, and attendees of Star Wars Celebration at the Lego booth. And I think it was supposed to be live streamed by Lego, but some sort of technical difficulties ended up not letting that happen.
Right.
Yeah, I think David, Solid Brick Studios was the host for a lot of those.
Yeah.
But they had a total blast there. It sounds like.
I gotta get David back on the podcast. I got stuff to talk to him about. Just now that you mention him, I do want to backtrack a little because something Greg said earlier. I wanted to kind of go over it real quick. So Greg, you mentioned like how they have meetings, right? So they do in-person meetings like at events that are like official on the books meetings, right? Are you aware of their 2017 Brickworld Chicago meeting that I also attended?
Is that the one where you hid under the
Yeah,
table?
that was one of their meetings.
Ryan loves
yeah.
this one.
Oh, it's my favorite story. And people always ask me if I'm going to hide under the table again, and I'm like,
Tell
no.
the story for anyone that hasn't.
I
heard
don't want to tell the story again.
Oh.
Everyone knows the story. I wanted to get in Rebel Lug. This is back in 2017. I had like 30,000 subs, right? So still like pretty decently sized back then. I was like, maybe I'm not a great builder, but maybe I have enough clout, I guess, to get in, right? And so I'm like, Danny, can I just sit in on your Rebel Lug meeting? Because I didn't think they were gonna vote on me to be in the Lug. I'm like, Danny, can I just sit in on the Rebel Lug meeting? I just want to like hear what you guys are talking about, right? And he's like, nah. And I'm like, all right, whatever. That's cool. And so before this meeting in this room, there were like 30 of us in this room, like doing a parts draft, which is basically where you take a Lego set and everyone like picks pieces from it or whatever. Like you all buy into it, and then you just take turns. And so when this parts draft concluded, instead of leaving the room, I just kind of slipped under the table when no one was paying attention. And I kind of sat there for like 25 minutes. And then eventually, the time came after they had talked about my potential membership and denied me. I decided to reveal myself, much to the surprise of everyone in the room. I was actually really surprised too when I came out, because I thought there were like 4 people in the room, but there was actually like 9 or 10. So I was like the whole time I thought there was not that many people. Spencer, what do you remember from that? Because you were in the room, I think.
I saw you go into the table. You and I made eye contact before you went into the table, and I was like, this is funny.
I don't remember making that connection.
We go to vote, and I was like, I'm going to play an enormous devil's advocate here and try and get Ryan in the Lug. And as I kept going, I was like, wait, I'm actually making really, really solid points here. This might actually kind of make sense. And we started getting closer and closer, and people were actually convinced that maybe we could add Ryan. He's not really a builder, but he's really engaged in the community, and he's really into Star Wars and stuff like that. He'd be cool to have in the group. And then right before we maybe could have even voted yes, you came out of the table, and that is never gonna happen.
Everyone lost their crap. It was insane. I just love the reactions from that. And then Sean's over there yelling obscenities, and it was great. Obscenities, whatever. The bad words, all right, guys? It's in the video if you want to check it out. But yeah, that was a great time.
So did anyone vote yes to have Ryan in?
Yeah, they went around and voted for me. I have it on recording, I think. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, some people voted yes and some people voted no. And I think because they did the whole, you guys had like everything on cards, right? And they counted it up. I don't know. I want to say it was like 7 no and 4 yes or something.
I don't remember. Yeah, but it was.
I definitely didn't win the vote.
Oh.
So.
Have you considered reapplying?
No.
Damn.
You're out of it.
Yeah. I don't need to be in a
They had
Lug.
one chance. They had one chance to get you in, and they blew it.
Yeah, right. I mean, so Spencer brought up a good point earlier. Like, it makes it a very formal friendship, I guess. But like, I don't need that, right? I can just be friends with everyone. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't need to be under the umbrella, right? If that makes sense. Even though, like, I just don't need to be in Rebel Lug to be friends with everyone in Rebel Lug. Same as Empire Lug. Like, I'm friends with people in Empire. Like, it doesn't matter to me,
What if it got you into a Lego video?
Oh yeah. Oh, we should talk about that. Oh my god, that's great. That was a good call. Greg, good job. You get a bonus this week. Oh my god. That was a good one.
Thank you.
What if it got you into that could have all been avoided. Just think about that. Could have all been avoided.
You would have been in the video.
You know what we're talking about, right, Spencer?
No idea.
So Lego did the happy 20th anniversary from Lego Star Wars fans around the world video.
Oh, are you talking about us in that video?
Yeah, and like half the people in that video were Rebel Lug members, and then the other half were just like random people or something. And I was like, you can't be like, you didn't put me in the video, you didn't put Brickstar. I listed a whole bunch of people that would have been better for that video than just everybody in Rebel Lug, which it wasn't supposed to be like a I don't like everyone in Rebel Lug thing. It was just like, why did you just choose all these people? Like, what the heck?
I think they did that because we got everybody from with a different language from a different country to do it, and Lego's like, we have to support diversity or something. So
Yeah, I don't know. I was just like, there were so many other people too that they could have also put in the video or something. Like, I don't know. I was just like, it was off-putting to me that that's the way they went. But
in the
it is
comments,
what it
remember,
is.
Kim said he's looking into.
No, I know that they've kind of come out and, I guess, remedied the situation. Again, it's not the end of the world for me. Like, I didn't have to be in that video, but I was just like, I mean, you could have at least asked, and I wouldn't have said no. So that's where I was at, but it's okay. I don't hate Rebelug. Don't worry. I'm wearing my Rebelug shirt right now. Everything's good. I have one. Yeah, I bought it before Brickworld last year, so I could wear it at Brickworld. And then I'm also getting an Empire Lug shirt, and I think it's gonna be funny if like I wear one or the other, and then I rip one off and be like Rebelug for life, ripping off the Empire Lug shirt, or vice versa.
I'm gonna buy an Empire Lug shirt.
That would be so funny. All right. So I have you on the list, and you might disagree, but you have some of the best, if not the best, photography or cinematography out of the bulk of Lego YouTubers, I guess. Like, definitely your thumbnails are particularly appealing. Like, I don't know if Greg and Justin are on your channel, it's LegoSpencer, but
No, yeah, I was looking through them.
like, they're just
good.
beautiful photos.
Better
like,
photography
hands
than
down.
I can take.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, yeah, I'll accept your compliment, Ryan. I appreciate that you like my hard work, but I want to give a shout out to somebody in Rebelug, but that's not the reason. The Brick Den, who makes fabulously cinematic and whatever kind of similar videos to me that have some they're just awesome Lego videos in a similar style.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to him
Maybe
too.
better. I think better than mine, to be honest.
Oh yeah, he's got some pretty sweet looking thumbnails too. Yeah, I agree. No, yeah, definitely, I can see your point. You both are at the top of your game, though. I did want to ask though, like, how did you get so good at like photography and like, you use like fancy equipment and stuff, and like I film on my iPhone. I was having this conversation with Greg recently, like if I should like get a new camera and just kind of if that would help me in any way. And like I know you use, I don't know what do you use? Some Canon thing or something?
Canon T3i. So that's like a $150-$200 camera on Craigslist right now. But yeah, I don't know. You kind of gotta. I think you probably have to like want to do that. I want to make movies in the future. I'm going to be a film production major next year when I go to college and stuff like that. So it's sort of like I'm interested in both the Lego, but also trying to just make more cinematic videos and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't think having that necessarily makes the videos better. I want the videos to be all about the content, all about the Lego. So if you can achieve that, or if you want to achieve that by filming on an iPhone, it's gonna be, you have way more subscribers than me, Ryan. So I mean,
yeah, apparently that's the way to go.
The math doesn't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin you film on your iPhone too, right?
Yeah, when it's a set review, I'll
Yeah, when it's a video.
I use video do on my computer.
And Greg used to do iPhone, although Greg has graduated, I guess, right?
No, I never did iPhone, but I will say it's one of those situations where I feel like people subscribe for you and what you have to offer, and I feel like you could really record with anything, assuming that it's watchable and listenable, if that's a word. You can get away with it, but it doesn't hurt to have better video and better audio.
Absolutely.
It definitely doesn't hurt.
Yeah. As long as it hits the baseline, I guess, would be the
like
way
if
to
it's
look at it.
acceptable on YouTube, you're good. But like if you can take it to the next level by just spending a little bit of money, especially when you're serious in this, like I think we all are, it's probably worth it.
Yeah, I mean,
I get a lot of people asking me, like they're like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. What camera do you use? And I'm like, use your phone.
Yeah.
Because first of all, you have no idea whether you're going to like it, whether you're going to continue doing this. You don't want to spend money on something that's not going to be a thing for you.
Yeah, and I want to, for people like if you're considering upgrading or something, Ryan, the efficiency of using like more professional equipment decreases dramatically.
That's what I'm worried about, because I'm already pretty inefficient myself. Like I get stuff done, but you know, it'll take more time than it should. And then if I use something fancy and I got to do more stuff with it, like
the learning curve increases. There's so many more things to worry about. The efficiency is way lower. Like I don't know. It sort of depends. You can give it a try, I think, but
yeah,
I'm not gonna
I'll
say it's a must.
Yeah, I'll
I
say-
personally feel like if I recorded my video with my iPhone or my Canon camera that I do now, my process wouldn't change at all. Other than I need to make sure my microphone's turned on. Outside of that, we're all good.
Right, yeah. Have you ever not had your microphone on and just recorded a whole
Yeah.
video?
Not a whole video, but I've realized in like a clip or something I didn't have my microphone on. It's a huge bummer, but
Yeah,
I'm willing, like again, I'm willing to make that sacrifice to have that crispy audio, you know?
absolutely, yeah. It definitely is nice to have the nice audio. It's funny, we had that conversation the other night, Greg, about, getting a new camera and the microphone and the whole deal. And on the next day, the video I uploaded, I got a "this audio sounds nice" comment, like nice audio. And I was like, oh, I guess I don't need a new cam. So I don't know. I will see. But I thought that was pretty ironic that the very next day I got that
I
comment.
still stand like what you're doing is obviously working, but I think if you were to get a nice camera and microphone, it would do nothing but improve your videos.
Yeah, it's
just a question of whether you want to or not.
yeah, I want to. It's more of, do I want to spend the money, right? Like,
Dude.
don't you dare shame me into
Like you
this.
could buy like Spencer's talking about, you could buy the Stranger Things set, or you could buy T3i like he has. And
Yeah, you're probably right. No, that's a great point. I gotta sleep on it some more. I did find another camera that I was looking at. It's like a Sony hand cam 4K. We'll talk later. We shouldn't do this.
I could see like if your channel was making like $100 a month and you're debating on whether to spend $500 on a camera, but I don't know.
Are you saying I make more than $100 a month? Because that's
I would
misguided.
I would assume so, probably. I mean, I heard that you use your mom's credit card to buy sets. You need to get a job, but no.
All right, back on topic. All
This
right.
is the topic.
Okay. Oh,
This is what people want in a podcast, dude.
make fun of me for using my mom's credit card.
Exactly.
I love that. It's so funny. You ever use your mom's credit card, Spencer? I assume that's how you got all your Legos.
Yeah, man.
Okay, great. Good to see we're all on the same page. Anyway, we should move on to a new topic.
Yeah,
No
it's all
more.
fraud.
It's all what?
It's all fraudulent money.
Yeah.
It's all fraudulent Lego.
What if they charge it back? Maybe that was loud. They could charge it back, and then Lego would be out of money. Anyway, so you brought this up before the podcast, and I was like, this is interesting because Justin and I do a lot of Lego set reviews, and it's honestly, besides like Lego stop motions, Lego set reviews are like the other main thing that I feel like started the Lego community on YouTube. Like those were like the first things that were a thing, right?
I think stop motions were first.
Yeah, that's
before
what
all
like
of it, and
stop motions and
Lego
and
reviews were
reviews.
second.
Yeah, that was like what was it. And so you said that LUG was given the opportunity to get all the 20th anniversary sets for the 20th anniversary of Star Wars or whatever, like for free to review on LUG's channel, and you were all excited about that, right?
Yeah, so I volunteered to review the sets, and I was like, oh, this is going to be sick. I can get some sets. I haven't bought sets in a super long time because just whatever reasons, haven't wanted to buy new Lego. But yeah, so I requested them. They came to my house, and then almost immediately after starting to build the sets, I was like, oh, wait, I remember. I hate building Lego sets. This is the most mind-numbing thing ever. I like to build mocks and stuff like that, so I dragged my feet throughout a lot of the entire process, and reviewing them wasn't a lot better than that. I don't know how you guys do it.
No, I agree. I kind of had a similar situation. They sent me like all the Ninjago 2018 summer sets, and it kind of got to the point where I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to review all of them. And I ended up not reviewing all. So I'm sure they weren't really happy about that, but I'm not going to rush through it or whatever.
That's a tough one. I mean, it's the flip side of that, Justin, is like, I'm sure if it was a theme you cared more about, you would have actually done it. You know what I mean? And that's where it's true. And I think that happened to me this spring, like, and it didn't happen this time, so this is an interesting thing for me. And I do want to go back to you, Spencer, on not doing reviews, but, like in the spring or in December, I bought like a bunch of Lego Movie 2 sets, and I bought a bunch of Overwatch sets, and I bought a bunch of Minecraft sets, all the new 2019 stuff. And I built some of it, but I would say a majority of it I just never kind of got around to. And mostly like Lego Movie 2, like it was the sets that I didn't like as much. And then Overwatch, like I've never played the game, so
like which Lego Movie 2 ones did you not do?
The Tricycle, the Unicaddy, the Emmett's Buggy, a couple of the 4+ sets, the Emmett's Dream House, which I just like never got to, even though I kind of still like that set. Like maybe one day I'll build it. And then a bunch of the Overwatch sets I just still haven't built, and all the Minecraft sets I haven't built. Like even though I like Minecraft, but basically I overdid it, kind of like you had with Ninjago, right? And you're just like, I'm just not going to do these, and that's kind of what the point I got to. And so with this summer, I was like, well, I'm not going to make the same mistake again, right? So I bought a bunch of the stuff that I liked between Harry Potter and Batman and City, and I've actually made all the videos. So
I was amazed.
It was a huge. No, Batman's cool. I've watched some of the Batman stuff. I don't know, but Batman's dope. I also like the Lego Batman movies, so that probably helped. But point being, I didn't make the same mistake twice, or at least I made myself make videos this time. I don't know how to put it, but this time I didn't let the money go to waste and Lego sets are just sitting in my garage, which is a big change. Because unlike Greg, who can just build a backlog and feel great about it, right? Like that's just your throne you sit on, your backlog down in the basement.
I mean, I get sets that I'm super passionate about at really good prices, and it happens when it happens, and I build sets when I find the time to.
Yeah, and like for anything that's not time set, like I have a bunch of older Lego Star Wars sets that like I'm going to build at one point and review at one point, but it's not time sensitive, so I'm not like in a rush. But like with the new stuff that I just bought, like that I spent a bunch of money on to get from eBay from Europe because Lego's not releasing it here until August, like I had to make videos on it, and like it actually felt really good to get it all done and get it, and like it feels accomplishing. But I mean, I will say the building does become a grind after you've built 10 sets in 3 days. Like you're just like 2 more, come on, I can do it. Like, it gets to that point. But other than that, it's a good experience, I would say. Other than getting 3/4 of the way through and then being like, oh my god, I got to build another Lego set.
It's like that thing where your hobby becomes a job, and I picture video game people like this as well, where people are like, dude, it'd be so awesome to have a job where you're playing video games, but you have to imagine those people are doing that like 40 hours a week, maybe more, and eventually it would get old, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Even if it's the coolest thing in the world and you're getting paid to do it, it would eventually get old, and I can see Lego reviews and building becoming that way.
Yeah, I mean that's why okay, Justin. No, sorry.
I was gonna say, like, I used to be much more aggressive. Okay, I gotta get every review out all in one day as soon as possible. But I found that taking your time, and even if you get them early, spreading them across a few days and doing maybe 2 a day will be a lot better for, I guess, mental health in a way.
Oh yeah.
I could
pacing it all out.
I could totally see how building Lego sets in general could be like therapeutic. I think the South Park creators talked about that because all week they're on their grind, like trying to pump out creative ideas and write new episodes and stuff like that. So then when they get a Lego set, it's just telling them what to do. They're just following directions, and it's like therapy. And I could see how that could.
That's a good.
Yeah, to me, it's like Lego's kind of my job. So like that becomes like when you build 12 sets in 4 days, like it becomes a grind whether you want to accept that or not. So for me, the freedom is in Call of Duty, right? I'll just hop on COD, and I'm sure Greg and Justin have their vices like that as well, where like
Fortnite.
you just play Fortnite, or Greg, you go hang out with Clark.
Mine's watching
or your wife.
YouTube videos.
Or watch YouTube videos.
Yeah.
But just something that's not what you're already doing all day is nice. But back to Spencer though.
This is super random. Wait, sorry to interrupt, but Greg, can we get your wife on the podcast as a guest? I think that would be an awesome guest.
Yeah, speaking of that.
Yeah, I know where this is going.
Here's the deal. This is where it's going. She will 100% be a guest if Just Two Mom is a guest.
Oh.
In the same episode or different episodes?
No, not the same episode. I just want Just Two Mom on here so I can compliment her for the job that she's done.
I'm sure she's
Just
gonna
Two Good's channel what it is today.
Yeah, she has helped so much, and I'm sure she's gonna listen to this. I don't know if she wants to be a guest though. I think it's her thing, because I wouldn't mind. So, Mom, once you listen to this, the moment you listen, text me whether or not you want to be a guest.
It'd be
we would love to have you on, Just Two Mom.
It'd be funny.
Yeah,
it's like,
I wouldn't mind.
If Greg and his wife are both on the podcast, then where's Clark?
Oh, that's true.
Everyone just thinks he's wreaking havoc upstairs. That'd be hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, we're just letting him run.
We'll
free.
see though. Yeah, I wouldn't mind if she's on, but yeah.
So will you ever do another? So Spencer, for you, was it like actually filming the review and talking about the set, or just building it in general, like that you just hated or disliked?
I guess kind of both of them, but just because the review process, it was like all right, now I got to come up with my opinion on it. And I was like, I just don't have one. I'm totally neutral on it. It's fine, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't buy one, so
I
what am
wouldn't buy
I
one.
supposed to say?
This,
But I don't want to. I don't want to come off. I want this on the record that I'm very, very appreciative of Lego for sending over the sets.
yeah,
It was,
absolutely. Yeah, they're
yeah.
listening. Don't worry. I mean, even your thumbnails for those reviews look very nice, but they didn't do that great, I guess, for what maybe you expected. I don't know.
No, we have like we don't have very many followers on the Rebel Lug channel, so
No, fair enough. Yeah.
Spencer, you don't buy any Lego sets at all. You just buy pieces to make your own things.
yeah. I have sometimes I'll like when I go to build something, I'll realize how many Lego pieces I really have, and I get kind of disappointed that I like don't build even more than what I do now with all of them. So I'm very hesitant to buy more Lego when I definitely don't need it. So I only buy the absolute minimum amount of pieces that I could require, and I don't buy Lego sets because I just want to save my money for like other things and stuff like that. And I just have so much Lego. And if I'm gonna buy a Lego set, I kind of want to use it in a mock. And if I'm gonna use something like a vehicle in a mock, I'm gonna build my own custom vehicle. So that's my position on Lego sets.
Has there been any sets in like maybe the last couple years that you've seen and have just been like, that's an amazing set that I need to buy and build?
Yeah, like the Saturn V would be one if
Okay.
it's not
Yeah.
like a UCS set or something. But UCS isn't really fair, I think.
It's its own
Sure.
thing. Huh. Interesting perspective, because we're like, the three of us, we don't build mock. I mean, yeah, we don't really build mocks, so we're all about the sets. So it's kind of interesting that to have someone else that's like, yeah, I just want the pieces, just need pieces, lots of them, lug bulk out the wazoo, all day.
Yeah, like my mentality is like people want me to start a Lego city, but all these what I consider to be really awesome sets that I currently own that I just want to build so bad, and it's just about finding the time to do it. So I guess it's just different perspectives on things.
Right. So, before this podcast started, Spencer brought up something that I don't think any of us had ever heard of. Spencer, you want to introduce this whole AI Emmett thing that Beyond
So
the
I
Brick
came across
thinks?
I came across this as a sponsored video on Beyond the Brick. This is about like in a sort of image recognition kind of thing where from a mobile device, a kid could walk up to any car on the street and scan it, take a picture of it, and it would generate instructions for them to build it out of Lego on the spot. And I found that to be really interesting. So
Yeah. So, I mean, the way in the video, I'm watching the video right now. If you guys aren't, he literally walks up to, like, I don't know, this fancy car, right? And he holds his iPad straight at it. It kind of has this like fake scanning thing on the video where it scans the car, and then all of a sudden there's instructions for it, and it doesn't say it, but it seems very disingenuous. I don't think that's how it works or can work for that matter. Like, he
I
should
was
have
reading a
to
lot of
walk.
comments.
Sorry, I just want to say he should have to walk around the whole thing and take a full 360 image of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I was reading a lot of the comments, and that is something people said, that this doesn't have 360-degree support. So how the heck are you going to get that other side of the model? Like,
well, yeah, when he takes a picture of the McLaren, it's like, oh, it just generated an existing Lego set. It didn't make instructions.
yeah, exactly.
I wish they could have went the mile to make their own custom model, at least if they're gonna kind of. I'm not gonna come out and say that it's completely fake. I think the people there might be trying their hardest, but I also think it might be kind of like a Theranos thing, if you guys know what I'm talking about.
I do not.
Yeah.
Theranos was like a drug company, a notorious drug company that basically for a long period of time lied to their investors and to companies like Walgreens that were giving them money to buy this product that would like prick your blood and do like hundreds or thousands of tests just off of like a single drop of blood when you walk into like the drugstore or something like that. And essentially over like the course of 2 years, the product never existed. And they just kind of faked it until they made it. So that's what I don't think that the technology is at a point where this is feasible, because not only would you have to do like image recognition to turn that turn that McLaren digital, you also have to like generate all the techniques and stuff somehow through like a machine learning kind of thing to make that model. So I don't know. I would not, if you guys have heard about this or come across it, I would not recommend giving them your $50 to participate in their beta program.
Yeah, there's just no way this would. I mean, this is something I could see myself buy. Like, this is one of those like interesting YouTube video concepts, right? Where it's like, I spent $50 on this startup. Let's see how if it actually works, type of thing. Like, I actually could make an interesting video out of that. I feel like, but there is no way that if I spend $50 that this thing works, right? Like, if I spend, like, is that the deal? Like, right now you can just buy it right now and you get the app, or
They say they have working prototypes, more than one working prototype. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes. So I'm interested to see what happens if you do that. Right.
And it's strange. They're super damage controlling in the comments, and like
They
they said they were working with Lego.
I don't know. The phrasing is weird. They say that they're like endorsed.
top down
Not like
is what he said. I think. Like, where
It's like they like IBM and Lego said it was a good idea. It's pretty much what they're saying on their website. Like they're not saying endorsed, quote unquote, but they want to try and give off that impression. But I know that the Lego group doesn't have any actual connections to them through contacting Lego.
Huh.
It's a strange project. I don't know.
Yeah,
Might be too good to be true.
if I just want to know if I spend $50 right now, can I get the app like right? If I can download it right now and start using it, I would probably buy it because I think it would be funny because either it'll be really cool and it'll actually work, or I'll just make a video where I'm just laughing at spending $50 on this garbage app. You know what I mean? So I think it's a win-win.
Can I get a I'm reading the website. Can I get a refund? No. It says nope, period. And then it goes on to basically advertise that the one-time $49 fee unlocks amazing value and content for Lego fans.
Does it?
And we are about to release the platform. So they haven't done it yet. You're basically pre-ordering an app is what I'm saying.
Well, I will pay for it when it comes out because either, again, it will be really cool or I'll just make a really funny video of a thing that doesn't work. You can't lose. You can't lose. What are you going to do? I'm glad you brought that up because I knew nothing about it. And it's kind of rather interesting. So it does say, oh, wait, never mind. Yeah, it's early access to features up to 6 months before release, but that's like features that will come after the initial release, I assume. So I don't know, man. We'll see what they come up with, I guess, or when it comes out. I don't know what the deal is, but I want it. I want to download it. I want to use it. I'm interested. If there's no way it will work, right? Like, can we vote on this? I say no. It doesn't work. Ever.
I think it will work in a very spotty way, kind of like Lego. If you remember Lego.
Lego what?
Remember
You
Lego
cut out for
Fusion?
me. Lego Fusion?
Oh,
yeah.
Do you remember it? It will probably be like that, where it doesn't really work, but like it barely works.
Right. Greg?
Yeah.
I think someday it'll work. I doubt it's at the point now where it would, but
Spencer?
Yeah, I'm going to go with a no.
All right. Yeah, we'll see, I guess. I want it. I know it's too good to be true.
yeah.
I do want to briefly touch. I know you're in the middle of the process on this one, Spencer, but building custom Lego builds, and we've probably talked about this with other people on the podcast before, but maybe you have some unique insight. Where do you, because this is one of the most intricate builds I think I've seen in a while that someone's taking an endeavor on. Oh, we didn't talk about September. Well, we'll talk about this first anyway. You're building like a Republic gunship, but it's like got so many angles and like it's gonna be super accurate. Like, what's your goal with that?
I don't know if I'd call it accurate. I'm trying to make maybe like the cleanest looking gunship ever.
That's a good word for it.
I don't think the Republic gunship in universe is necessarily like clean, but I think it's gonna be the coolest, or one of the coolest looking out there. When I first started, when I was working on this gunship is actually part of that last ropes collab that I mentioned earlier, and I was like, I want a gunship in this mock, and I was like, there's so many awesome models out there that I would probably, I'm planning on making instructions, but if you're going for pure accuracy and playability sake, I'm probably going to recommend you go with those, because I was like, these other models out here are so incredible. I should really just use instructions because I couldn't do a better job. But I decided that was kind of lame, so I started to pursue building this gunship that I've been working on for quite a while now. Yeah.
How close is it to completion now? Because I'm looking at this video from, I guess, almost a month ago. How much more progress have you made?
I'm gonna finish it after the podcast. I just have to. It's basically done in terms of design. I just have to like take some. There's like some colorful parts that are just temporary pieces. I got to switch those out with white. So probably within like the hour, I'll be done.
That's sweet. Yeah, I wasn't sure how far along you were with that, or if it was gonna make the collab. But that's an incredible model. Like, I wish I could build stuff like that. I just don't have the. I mean, I guess, right? If any of us could sit down and really think, I mean, you probably know more techniques off the top of your head, but like if I sat down, I could eventually figure something out that would look half decent. I mean, still probably not as good as that, but one of these days we'll build something cool. I just feel like the sets are easier, even though the ships are cool.
Planning will help you a tremendous amount. My biggest suggestion for people planning stuff out, I actually want to go into this separately, but the first thing is, if you're building something that already exists, like a gunship, you can hopefully find some really good source material, and luckily for me, there's a ton of it with the gunship. So if you're gonna do that, I'm gonna recommend that you do like scale printouts of the different profiles of the ship and stuff like that, because it's so much easier to just kind of like line up your build on the printed out image of the gunship and just kind of build it like that. But yeah, I where I was gonna go was, if you're, oh shoot, I had like an insightful thought. I think I was gonna talk about how it's really hard to actually come up with like great original designs. Like, that's something that I totally struggle with a lot. So I recommend people try and build things that already exist, like a gunship, because some really talented concept artist has already come up with that and done all the hard work of making a cool looking design. Rather than trying to create your own thing, you're probably going to end up with a better looking model, because the original design is just so awesome. But where I was going to go is that I've noticed that some of the best mock builders out there, that build original creations, coincidentally can all draw really well. So that's my other like really long-term suggestion, is
take art class.
If you can learn some abilities to draw. I think people who can draw, I'm not good at drawing, but what I've been told by people who can draw is that they basically learn a slightly different way of looking at the world, where they can see past what their brain fills in and get, and they have a much greater ability to visualize things than the rest of us do. So those are my two big suggestions for people that are building either original creations or not original creations.
I never thought of that. I mean, I guess that goes in for, I guess we could segue to Shiptember for original creations, stuff that you just come up with, right? Shiptember, for people that don't know, right, is like in September, you basically build a ship throughout the month, and it has to be like a completely original creation with no reference material. Is that the deal?
I wouldn't say not no reference material, but you aren't supposed to like prepare a bunch of LDD files beforehand or something, and basically you're just like building it from instructions you already did. You're supposed to just start on September 1st and finish it completely by the end of the month.
And
it's supposed to be over 100 studs long, so pretty enormous.
Greg and Justin, do you want to participate in Shiptember this year?
I do not have the skill or dedication to do that.
Same.
But I've been following it. It used to be really popular.
I know. I feel like it's more popular on like Flickr.
It was popular on Eurobricks too.
It's like a forum thing. Yeah, I feel like that.
Then they had one for like the Viper models too, where like it's like a mock sound like the Viper or something like that.
November with 2 V's in there.
That's it. Yeah, that was it. I used to like that one too. That was really cool to follow along. But yeah.
Yeah, Shiptember is kind of what I borrowed from for Mocktober. I thought that was great. So I was like, I'm doing Mocktober last year, and I will do it again this year. Okay. That was the idea.
You also did no buy.
That was like in the middle of February. I don't think that had like a rhyme.
Have a month.
Yeah, just don't buy Legos, you idiot. Yeah. I still have my sign up on my like up above my sandcrawler. It says days since last Lego purchase 14, but I just never erased it because I felt bad. So it's still at 14. Apparently, it's been 14 days since I bought Lego, but that's just not true. It feels bad. I should take that down and erase it before I leave for Chicago. Oh well. The final thing I wanted to touch on here on this podcast is something that is potentially a pretty big issue that I fear some people are going to get burnt on, and that is the confidential Lego Images switcheroo, as I'm going to call it unofficially. Basically, everyone, or I assume most people watching this, know how, like, when Lego Images come out, it's pretty cut and dry. They either do or they don't have a watermark on them that says confidential. If they have the confidential watermark on it, you're definitely not supposed to share it, right? Like, it's obvious. It says don't share this. If it doesn't have the confidential watermark, you basically are able to share it. And the problem is somebody with the new Minecraft summer sets took confidential watermarked images, photoshopped out the watermark, and then released them and was like, look at these pictures. And I was going to make a video on it, and then I got wind that they were photoshopped, and I looked closely. This is something I hadn't noticed upon first glance, right? And probably wouldn't have noticed at all, that someone had taken the watermark out of the image. And, like, this is a problem. This is going to burn some people.
That's a legendary move right there.
It's not good. I mean, it's funny, right? Like, it's one of those stick it to the man things. But on the flip side of it, if I make a video of that, is it my and like, I wouldn't have known unless someone had told me. Like, is it? I shouldn't be held responsible for that. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do there. You know what I mean?
It's happened before, but way back when. I haven't seen this whole situation in a while until Minecraft. Because when I first saw them, I saw Befab made a video on them. So I just asked around, oh, is there going to be... I didn't click on the video or anything. Upon closer inspection, you could kind of see a blur there. Or
yeah,
whatever,
there's like artifacts. Yeah, you can kind of tell.
So maybe if I took a closer look, I could have noticed. But yeah, this is something that just sucks. Like, that somebody would edit these, and if people get punished for it, you know, it's not really their fault if they didn't know. Because
you
they
can't
are
know.
Not
That's
the worst
my point.
edits.
If it's not watermarked, you can't know. But then, if it was watermarked and then someone takes it away, what's the point of having watermarks? It really becomes a huge issue there. And
I mean, it's something that is just a crappy situational thing.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe that's something you could post in a LAN and just be like, hey, this is a thing. Like, maybe you should tell Kim or whoever, like, this is going around. Like, how could we prevent the... Because, like, you could have easily fallen into the trap that I almost fell into and posted them. You know what I mean? Like, I was about ready to make a video, and I was like...
Well, that's the thing. This is why I always say this. If you don't have an official source of a shop online, like an actual Lego shop online, don't report them. That's what I do. Or if Lego hasn't reported them themselves, because they reveal stuff. If it was found in stores, I mean, I don't even report those anymore, but I guess you could get away with that. But I looked for an official shop source for this. I didn't find anything, so I didn't report them because I'm not going to risk it.
I did find the shop source for them, but they were also much nicer images. But yes, they had the watermark.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was.
So if you could find the ones without the watermark, then yeah, go for it. But if again, that's why I just don't do it. If I can't find the shop source, you know, if I can't report it, or unless Lego gives a go ahead, because they did that in like December for the December wave. That even though there's no official source, we'll go ahead.
I mean, my point of view on it is once it's out, it's out. You need to go after whoever put it out first, not the people resharing it, because everyone's going to reshare it. It's too late.
But if it's I guess once it's out, go over there. Yeah, I agree with that. But if they don't want it to spread, because a lot of the times they don't want it to spread because the licensor gets
stop
on
it
them.
From spreading. Like, it doesn't matter.
I know
you can't.
I would
do
say
anything.
If I was them, here's what I would do. I know, but like if I was them, I would copyright claim the first person who put it out, especially if they edited the thing out, because they
if they edited it out, I could, like, you should probably pursue legal action on that one.
Exactly. And then for everybody else, they should leave a comment on their video and say, hey, can you please remove this in like a week or two, like by the next week or something, you know, which I would like, instead of them jumping the gun and just, you know, filing a complaint against us too, you know.
Yeah.
So
it just kind of
sucks.
But
it's very hard to tell. It's very hard to tell where it first came from too. So we got to keep that in mind.
Absolutely.
I don't know who started this editing even. So
whoever does this, don't do it, because it makes what we do difficult.
Exactly. No, it's true. But yeah, so that's why either way, if I could find the source, I will link the source in the description, and I will feel comfortable reporting on it.
Right.
But if
Fair
there's
enough.
Yeah, and it's not. I see a lot of people report on a certain reveal, and then they just link another news site. I don't even do that because that's not a shop source. That's still against the rules because this other news site can just be reporting it from an internal thing or whatever. So
Right. Huh. All right. Yeah,
My
I just
two
wanted to get that one off my chest because I noticed it with the Minecraft sets that I guess leaked a few weeks ago from everyone watching this, but it was just kind of something that I see continuing to be a problem going forward and should probably be stopped if possible. But any other topics?
I think we're good here. I mean, we've been recording for hours.
Yeah. Spencer, where can people find you and/or your LUG?
So my YouTube channel is LegoSpencer. I'm LegoSpencer11 on Instagram, and you cut out for the second half of your sentence. What did you say?
I said and/or your LUG.
Oh yeah, and Rebel Lug. Search
That
Rebel Lug
thing.
on YouTube or Instagram or on Google. You'll find us.
Yep, they'll be linked down in the description below. Thank you very much, Spencer, for reprising your role as Bricks and Bits guest 4.5 years later. Thank you, Justin and Greg, and thank you, me. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next.
See you guys in like a month or something.
Well, okay, so this episode there'll be no episode the week before this, and then probably no episode the week after, and then an episode the week after that. There probably will be, but there might not be. So keep your eye out for it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.